Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about audio things that I would generally recommend you do. Yes, you. I mean anybody who is watching this video, not just like audiophiles or people that really care about details in music. I recommend this to basically anybody that listens to music regularly or does anything audio related. So, yeah. First of all, first thing I would recommend, especially if you go to concerts a lot, wear earplugs. Wear some sort of ear protection at least, because goddamn, if you're not, that's just a recipe for hearing loss. Like, you will just develop at least a minor case of hearing loss if you go to like a fuck ton of concerts and again, you don't wear any sort of ear protection, you don't wear earplugs, you don't wear earbuds at all. It is just, again, extremely loud. But the unfortunate thing is that, especially if you like went to one concert and you got like, and you liked how loud it was, you will just keep going to these concerts and get used to how loud it is. And you'll, again, you won't wear you won't wear ear protection, but please do. Because again, it is just hearing loss simulator if you just keep going to these concerts with no sort of ear protection. So yeah, that's the first thing. Second thing I would recommend, honestly, a lot of people, especially like audiophiles, turn this setting off like immediately after they get a streaming service. I would honestly recommend keeping it on though, and that is audio normalization. It might be titled something different in your audio streaming service, whatever. For Apple Music, it's like sound check. For Spotify, I think it's just audio normalization. But I would honestly recommend turning that on unless it actually compresses the music. However, I have like searched up if like it affects sound quality at all. And from what I've seen, at least on like Apple Music and stuff like that, and other streaming services even, I've heard it doesn't like compress the music in any way. It doesn't, all it's doing is just lowering the volume of, tracks to the same volume. So that's why, again, I would recommend actually keeping that on, because especially if you turn it off, like it is just whiplash. I mean, I know from experience, I turned off audio normalization in Apple Music just for the hell of it. And I was listening to like a shoegaze, like a Japanese shoegaze record. If you're wondering who it was by, it was by a band called Walrus. Really fucking good album. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it was their last studio record. That aside, I had audio normalization on, turned it off. Boom! It was just fucking super loud. It was like not like deafeningly loud, like I became like fucking deaf immediately, but like it was very loud, like way beyond what I would normally listen, like the volume I would normally listen to music. So again, that's why I would normally just turn on audio normalization, because there are just going to be some albums that are going to be mixed louder than others. Like that's just how it is. And unfortunately, when you just go into an album, you just don't know how loud it's going to be, and that can really affect how you like perceive an album, how like, so again, I would recommend turning audio normalization on. Another thing I'd recommend, especially if you have a Bluetooth like audio device that is like nearing the end of its life really, and you know that the battery is not really holding out that much anymore, I would recommend rather just getting a new Bluetooth audio device, obviously replacing it like any normal person, or this is what I would honestly recommend even more, just getting like, I would say around like a $50 to $100 earbud or IEM, and that's it, that you like, of course, because it's wired, it's not gonna run out of battery ever. So you won't have to like constantly keep replacing these, because that's the bad thing with Bluetooth. Not only is the connection kind of shoddy sometimes and just like, breaks up sometimes, again, the battery will just eventually die. That's just how Bluetooth devices work, unfortunately. So again, you will eventually have to replace that, or just get like a wired, uh, you know, get a wire like IEM or whatever. So yeah, that's why I recommend just getting like at least like a backup, wired IEM, earbud, headphone, whatever the fuck. Just something that you like wearing, that you like listening to music on, and just can at least tolerate. So again, when that Bluetooth device that you have like eventually dies, you will have something to go back to. So yeah. And last thing I would recommend, especially for audiophiles, that this is like, I know I said like for general stuff, but this is just for like people that really pay attention to their music, and especially people that have hard to drive headphones. Please get a DAC amp. Like, at the very least, just get like an amp or something. Because yeah, if you don't have a DAC amp at all, it will just not be loud enough, and you will not hear everything that you would probably want to hear. In your music. So again, that's why I recommend just getting a DAC amp, especially if you have like planar headphones. I know those are kind of niche still. I know that general music listeners do not have like fucking $300 or $50 like Hiffyman Sundaras, but again, if you do have like planars or just hard to drive headphones in general, just get a DAC amp, like not like a super expensive one. I honestly, I think this one from like Taunch Gym, I think it's called the Taunch Gym Space. This works perfectly fine. It's like $90. It works it fine. It has plenty of volume, and it doesn't have a pretty noticeable noise floor, unfortunately, with like IEMs like this Sound Blaster G6. So again, like pick and choose what DAC amp you want to get. If you like notice like a noise floor with like the thing that you're trying to play the thing with, I mean the thing that you're plugging in the DAC amp, um, I would recommend just returning it or doing something else, because again, it's just you will notice that noise floor. So yeah, just return it and get a different DAC amp. If you notice like a noise floor, it's just like not driving your headphones all that well. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't have a whole lot of like tips. These are just, again, just general stuff. And also another thing I recommend, just turn on lossless audio unless you have like bad data. If your data sucks, then and you don't really care about audio quality, then don't turn it on, because it won't matter to you either way. But if you do care about audio quality at all, then just turn on lossless audio, like please, especially if your streaming service supports it. And if you want lossless audio and you don't have a like streaming service that supports lossless audio, then probably just switch streaming services if you really care that much about it. So yeah, that's basically it, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.